Welcome back, everyone. You are now listening to Hashtag 135. I'm your host, Alexis Appleby, and joining me today are my two co-hosts, Mr. Craig Bland, principal of Jordan Elementary School, and Mr. Craig Clark, superintendent of CCS 135. And how are we doing today, guys?
I'm doing well.
I think they were waiting for each other to answer that question.
We're doing great, Alexis.
He usually talks more than I do, so I was
waiting for him to speak, but
that was nice of you.
yeah, manners.
So polite.
If you could be anything today, be kind, Mr. Bland.
I think that was my quote of the day a few days ago.
I think I saw
Sounds
that
like one of the
on
quotes
there.
of the day. I like it. I mean, it's a good quote. And then today we have a guest who
A
has
very special
guest that we are very glad to have on the show today. We have Mrs. Rita Carpenter. She is an administrative assistant here at CCS 135.
Yay.
Good afternoon.
We have applause.
There we go.
There's
Let's hear
our
it for
applause.
Rita.
I love it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, how are you doing today, Miss Rita?
Just wonderful.
Good. And I know a lot of people know you've been with us for a while, but how long have you been at the district?
I will have been here 33 and a half years
Wow.
next month.
Oh, it's a half now. That's
33 and a half years. Yes.
That's a very long time.
It
Yes.
is.
And you have worked with numerous superintendents as well.
I'm on superintendent number 5.
So who all have you worked with?
Dr. Roger Jensen hired me. And then I had Danny Griffin, Tom Hawkins, David Rademacher, and now Mr. Clark.
Wow.
Save the best for last.
Sure.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, I don't know. You always have to give credit to the person that hired you. So
Gotcha,
Dr.
right.
Jensen may have been my
A lot of
favorite.
wonderful things about
And
Dr. Jensen.
I've met them all, and I wouldn't rank myself at the top for sure. So
You're in there, though.
I'm in the top 5
Okay.
of the people that she's working with.
Mr. Clark is the nicest guy. I tell him all the time he's too nice. So he would be the nicest one.
No comments.
I was just
be
going to say, I can't comment on that one.
That's good things.
So you've worked with a lot of people over the years then, not just superintendents, but
Not just
principals like
superintendents.
myself and teachers and
One of the things I've enjoyed most was I was usually the first person that got to know a new employee.
that's true.
You know, I got to ask if they were married, which most people can't ask that, but because I did all the paperwork with them, I learned
knew all
about
the
their
info.
families. I told them what a wonderful place this is to work, and I've proven that by staying 33 and a half years. I've also enjoyed when people were ready to retire. I've seen them at the end of their careers as well as at the beginning, and, you know, bittersweet sometimes. Sometimes they were ready to go, and other times they weren't quite ready.
I wonder how many total people from the first day you started till
I bet
your
she
last
has
day
a
is.
number.
I don't have a number, but employee numbers, when I came here, I was employee number 20 because we renumbered everyone with the last name Carpenter. But we were paying 104 employees at that time. And we are now up into like 1,100 employee numbers. But that includes all substitutes and everyone that's ever come and gone over 33 years. So it's a lot of people. A lot of people.
Most
Wow.
definitely.
it is. So with 104, is that what you said when you first came?
Yes.
How many buildings?
There were
Oh, that's
7
right.
there were 7 schools when I came. So everything was done in alphabetical order for me because I grew up I was from Hoffman, but I didn't know the Centralia school system at all. But in my mind, it was Bronson, Centralia Junior High School, Field, Irving, Jordan, Lincoln, Schiller. So, you know,
In ABC order.
in ABC order, and that's the way I've done everything for years. But now we're down to the junior high, Jordan and Schiller, so it's pretty simple. But when I came, we still had K through 4 buildings in the neighborhoods, and there was a 5th grade center and a junior high. Of course, then things have changed. There was a 4th grade center and a 5th grade center and a kindergarten center, and now,
Right.
now we're different again.
And now you've always worked at the administrative building, though?
Yes, I worked in the same office for over 30 years.
Wow.
But in the last 2 years, I've moved 3 times.
Every time I come in, Rita's in a different location. It's like,
And my
the
desk-
game, where's Rita?
And my desk gets smaller and smaller.
Shrinking and shrinking.
We're going to give her a TV tray.
In the lap, yeah.
As long as it has a recliner.
That actually sounds kind of nice.
Yeah, it does. It does.
And Rita, you do have quite the reputation outside of the schools as well in the
Please don't speak that
Not-
publicly.
No. It's a good one. When I actually went to go get fingerprinted and they realized where I was going to work at, this woman that works at the ROE in Mount Vernon had said, "Oh, you have big shoes to fill." And I'm not going to lie, it did send kind of a panic through me because I was already starting a new job. But then, she said something like that. And I've heard this quote several times throughout the district that I have big shoes to fill, which I do know because you've been here for a while.
I've just been here a long time.
I don't know. People, you've been here a while, so a lot of people look up to you and admire you and all the help that you've given them throughout the years.
Well, I'm happy to help them. I enjoy everything I do for them.
And it shows.
The amazing thing is the amount of knowledge.
Yes.
She's very, very knowledgeable, and especially with me, there are times where I'm often too lazy to look it up. So
You don't call her and ask her crazy questions.
I ask her questions because I know she generally knows the answers. So, and she is very patient. She's been very patient with me over the past 15 years, as far as offering help.
But what I tell people all the time is, you're not the first person that's asked that question. I've looked it up several times, and now I remember.
Usually, it's just at the tip of her tongue. She knows exactly what the answer is. So.
Yeah, you've been my safety net through this transition. And like Mr. Bland said, it's much easier to just walk down the hall and ask you a question versus me trying to find it on my own. I'm trying to absorb all the information I can before you're gone.
Okay.
And pickle juice.
And pickle juice. And then Rita, I know you have other interests and hobbies outside of working here at Centralia City Schools. You actually might be quite busy outside of the school as well.
Yes, I am looking forward to some things. I've joked for years. Two things I want to do is I want to clean my house on Friday during the day instead of
on the
at
weekend
night.
or
Instead
at
of on a
night.
weekend or at night. And I want to get groceries on Thursday morning when no one's in the supermarket.
That'd be wonderful.
Those are two really exciting things I'm looking forward to.
I hear you.
More importantly, my husband and I, we do want to do some traveling. And just, I want to have a life that is not filled with deadlines. I felt like I've had deadlines in front of me forever. We have four beautiful children, or grandchildren, sorry, four wonderful grandchildren, and we want to spend more time with them. And we have two children, so we have a lot to do. I'm very active at the church.
She is quite the musician.
Yes.
She is the organist.
I am an organist, yes.
At her
Lutheran Church in
in Hoffman. So
Yes, I
she's
enjoy
gonna
that.
you're going to continue to do that, correct?
Absolutely.
Yes.
And then I also am involved with our women's fellowship at church, and I am part of an organization in Hoffman called Hoffman Pride and Heritage Partners, and we do things for the town. We've done things like we put a sign in our ballpark fence with the pudding cups. Right now it says "Small Town, Big Heart." We do that annually, but our big project right now is we are working to build a Veterans Memorial Park in Hoffman's Hussman Park. And the total cost of that is about $100,000, and we've raised $82,000.
Oh, wow.
So that's amazing.
Yeah, so we're still having chili dinners and all those kind of things, but we're getting really close to starting. Hopefully, we're going to even start before Christmas.
And what is the population in
exciting.
Hoffman?
Population of Hoffman's right at 500.
So that's very amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, that you can raise that much money in such a small.
That's a lot of chili.
I bet it is.
Well, she's not only she's active or has been active at her school in Hoffman as well, because she has been
I've been on the school board.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
We
right.
love our Lutheran school in Hoffman.
Yeah, I know you do. I've heard wonderful things
I
about it.
have too.
And that was actually something I was a little concerned about when I came to
Coming to
work in a
public
public school district, that my children were going to parochial school.
Yeah.
That
But it didn't affect it, and you've done
didn't
well.
affect it one bit. I feel like I've proven my loyalty.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, definitely. Oh, and not to forget to mention, we have an open house for Rita on
Yes.
November 16th.
Is that next week?
Next week.
Yeah, that is next week. I had to think about what today is.
Week from Wednesday.
And what is the time of that? It's
2 to 4 p.m. And there's an early dismissal that day as well, so that should give people enough time to head on over here to the
it's here at the
administration
building.
Mm-hmm.
Come by.
Are we having cake?
There will be
I have no idea.
I can neither confirm nor
Okay.
deny.
or deny that. But stop by and see Rita.
There'll be some kind of
Still right there.
refreshment. It could be broccoli and sparkling water.
So did we even mention that in just a few short weeks, Rita will be
No, I don't
leaving us. And
I think it was in.
I mean, we've just kind of inferred that she
Yeah.
has been here forever, and
Yes, my
she has
retirement
some
date
things-
is December 31st, but I have vacation time to use before I leave.
good for you.
So my actual last day will be November 22nd, but I'm taking a couple days off, and of course with holidays between now and then.
Nice.
My magic number today is 8.
We
I have to come to work
days.
8 more times.
countdown.
8
every
more
day.
days. Oh my gosh.
Are you getting
That
more and more
just
excited?
sounds
5
weird.
more years. 5 more long.
But who's
years.
counting?
Long. This is a great place to be.
I love work. I love my job,
Right, but
and I don't want to.
no, but hearing
You know.
about retirement and how excited
But I mean,
Rita is, it
I have
sounds
5 years. Rita has 8 days. There's a little difference there in the two.
But you know, I had not counted days, and people kept saying, "How many days? How many days?" And finally, I counted them. You know, so now I know.
Well,
Now
at
you
least you didn't have this little digital calendar on your desk that's counting down the
2 years,
the
300.
years down to the second. I know someone like that.
It was a gift.
Okay.
It's really
You can't just
Would
put the
drive me crazy.
gift in your desk.
No,
you have
it's
to
gotta
put
be
it out.
on your. It's got to be on the desk so you can see it.
That just tells me that they want me. They're counting down too.
Trying to kick you out the door. Well, Rita, we thank you for joining us today on the show. We're going to miss you. We really
Yes,
are.
we are.
I will refrain from calling you for as long as I can.
Hey, I'm just on vacation till December 31st, so you can
still
call
have
me.
to call her and get my Rita fixed because it's
call.
usually daily. I'm calling her and then I'm apologizing that I'm
No.
sorry I
Call
bothered
anytime.
you again, Rita. But she's been so helpful to me over the years and supportive and just always kind of nice to pop in the main office and visit with her as well. And
Because I never have anything to say. I'm always quiet.
Rita has great stories.
yes, she does. Yes, she does.
And if you'd like to hear some more of her stories before she's gone, remember to come by November 16th, 2 to 4 p.m. at the administration building. And then you'll be able to see Rita off before she goes.
Congratulations, Rita.
Yes, congratulations.
Yeah, I think there'll be some people showing up, some blasts from the past.
Oh, I'm sure there
Yes.
will be.
Come and say, hey, so
Thanks.
You look nervous.
Now I'm afraid.
It'll be fun.
yes.
And we want to thank all of our listeners for joining us today. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on #135.